Okay, in this video we're just going to have a look at using a microphone with the DJI RC controller and why you might want to do that. So, I mean, by default, when we're flying drones, we essentially get a no audio channel because all really we'd hear is just prop noise and wind. So it's not really something you want in your videos, but what this can be useful for is if you want to annotate any of your footage whilst you're going, or if you've got a shot where maybe somebody's talking and you're flying up and out from them and you want a bit of audio, or you want a scratch track, or anything like that. So there are benefits to do it. So what we're going to do is just switch the controller on and we'll just run through kind of how we can do it. So first off, by kind of default, there's no audio from the controller. It just is not going to take an input, and I'll show you that in a minute. But what we're going to need is some kind of mic to put into it, and the only ports we've got accessible are USB-C ports. So you're going to need a USB-C mic to use with it, and my kind of recommendation would be to just get something that's kind of small and easy to use. You could plug in a USB-C mic and have it like the like a Rode mic, but it would be completely impractical. So all I did for this was basically to buy a set of these mics. They cost about probably between $20 and $40 or pounds. You can pick them up from lots of different places, and they vary in price depending on how many mics you get. I got 2 mics on there, so potentially in some situations I can have a mic, and also somebody else that's talking can have a mic as well. So I find that quite useful. But as I say, you can have a look around. There's loads of different options, but essentially what you're going to need is a USB-C mic. And then what you'll find is this port here is our charging port. So if you plug in a mic receiver into there, and then we switch the mic on. So what should happen if I hold it down for long enough, you can see there's kind of a pairing light on there, and you can leave it and just nothing's going to happen because this is more of an input than it is an output. So what we need to do is flip this up, the cover, and under the bit that says host, we've got a second USB-C port under there. So if we plug this into there, what you'll find is it will go from flashing to actually connected. So we've got a solid green light now. So what's happening is it's actually connected to the mic. It's a little bit awkward because it doesn't really tell you anywhere on here that the mic is connected or any sound levels or anything like that. So ideally it would be nice to kind of have that, but you kind of don't get that unless you are using something like the DJI mic, or maybe the kind of Rode Wireless Go or something like that, and you can monitor your audio outside of it on the units. But now we've kind of got the mic connected, what we'd do is, it's not unfortunately as easy as just hitting record and then it all syncs up on the drone or anything, because the drone's got its own micro SD card and they're not kind of sending information in that way. So what we need to do is we need to have a micro SD card in the controller, and I've done a video about that, so I'll link up to that in the corner. But with that, what we can do is then do screen recordings on here. So without this, if I pull this back out again, we could do a screen recording. It'll make the noise to start, and then I'm just talking over the top of this, so we should, if there was audio enabled, we should be getting sound on top of that. But what you'll find is, I'll just jump into movies, that'll give us the screen recordings. You can see it's just a silent screen recording, there's nothing there. But then if we plug our microphone back in and then go back, and then we'll just do, so we just check our mic's connected, which it is, go back, we'll just do another screen recording, and then I'll just talk while it's recording. If you're going to do this in real practice, obviously wait for the noise to go, because it's going to go over the top of your voice. We'll stop it, and usually actually up here it saves those, so you can go back to it. I'll see if I can do it this way. So now you can hear me talking over the top of it. We've got an audio track there. So, I mean, to be honest with this, it's just a standard lapel mic. So as long as it's sort of, you know, a decent way away from your mouth, you're going to get a fairly decent sound recording out of it. When we are connected to the drone, I haven't got this connected to it. Sometimes what you will see when you've got the mic running is you'll see a headset icon on the screen. I can't see that at the moment, but depending on what you plug into it, sometimes you will kind of see that available. And then, like I say, you know, you could be using that for kind of visual cues, or for visual cues, or to kind of you know, do annotation or sync up sound. So if it's kind of the latter and you want to sync up some sound, somebody's talking and you're kind of flying out, obviously what you'll need, it depends how you've got it set up. You know, you could have a mic on another camera set up with them, or like I say, you could be using two mics, or you could just have one mic of this connected to them. You just need to be mindful about like the distance. Obviously they are away from this unit, but if you're going to do that, what you'll need to do is you'll essentially end up with 2 bits of video and 2 tracks of audio, and you'll need to just combine them. So what I normally do is I'll bring the drone in close to the mic, and also have it looking at like a clapperboard type app. And then what you can do is, just with everything in kind of earshot of this, you can just hit a mark. You'll get this kind of
Scene 1, Adam, take 1. Mark.
You'll get all of that, and then that will create a good kind of spike mark in the audio, where you can just bring it all together, and you'll be within, you know, kind of almost like a frame or two of it, and you can just tweak it so that the kind of audio is in sync, and you'll be able to see that from the person in the video. It's yeah, just giving you not only a visual indication, but it's also giving you a kind of an audio indication. It should be quite easy to pull it together from those 2 points. And as I say, you know, if you're using it as a scratch track, you'll be able to just line it up with the actual track from the other video. So it should be fairly easy really to bring it together in post. And there's even tools, you know, now that can do that for you. So as long as you've got a good mark, it can just be you clapping. It doesn't have to be anything special, you know, that's just a free app. So as long as you do something like that, it's going to be fairly easy to bring it all together. And yeah, I mean, like I say, these mics that I'm showing you here, they're not exactly like a kind of a professional solution for anything like that. I'd probably be using my Rode Wireless Go 2 mics, but I find for this, they're a bit clunky and a bit of a mess really. So I just find these are nice to mount to the controller. For the time I've had them, you know, I've had them a good few months. They're still working, they're still charging. In all honesty, I went for the 2-pack just in case one of these kind of failed, and then I've still got another one. But yeah, you know, so far they've been okay. The reliability is sort of there. The audio's not groundbreaking, but you know, it's passable. It's good enough for a scratch track. It's certainly you know, it's certainly passable for some kind of types of video. It's not like I say, it's not super professional, but it's passable. And like I say, you know, if you do go for higher end mics, you've got things like you'll be able to do audio monitoring, both in terms of whether the mic's actually working and you know, your audio levels and things like that, because it's quite hard to tell on these mics. You do have that light, but apart from that, you've got no audio levels or anything to track with. But like I say, you know, if you have them at a decent distance away, and they do the job. So yeah, that's it really. I mean, if you've got any questions, feel free to kind of drop them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe.